A budget Nemesis clone? Well, kind of. Transmuter is a 1987 game from Codemasters, one of their early releases, released on the Spectrum, Amstrad CPC and Atari 8-bit. Apparently Codemasters offered £2,500 to anyone who could convert this game to the C64. They also wanted Pro Snooker Simulator, Ghost Hunters and Grand Prix Simulator converted, apparently, according to the games that weren't, but that never happened. So we're going to start this off on the Spectrum, and from the icons down at the bottom there, you will notice this is a Nemesis clone. That's the Transmuter, which is your spacecraft. Oh, and I'm dead. So we start again, but yes, it's looking like Nemesis. You don't need to know the plot because what we are looking at is a straight Nemesis clone. Oh, there's some baddies there, so presumably if we shoot all of them... No, you don't need to pick anything up to get the power-ups. You just get them for shooting a wave of enemies. So, well, that takes a lot of shots. Well, that takes a lot of shots as well. So I've got... I can optionally select speed up at the moment. There's also twice the shots, a missile, a laser beam, I've died again, invulnerability, and a little satellite thing that you know from Nemesis that also shoots, that follows you around. So this is pretty pedestrian so far, but it is $1.99, so let's give it a go. It's 48k only game. Although the Amstrad version, when we come to it, has David Whittaker tunes. I've died again, and it sends you straight back to the beginning, no matter where you die, unless you're killed by the end of level baddie, where you will respawn just before when the baddie appears. A lot of hits, right. Score just counts up the entire time. Yes, you get points for shooting the baddies, but just for plodding along, you get extra points. Your main sprite's quite flickery, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes to the Amstrad. If the Spectrum version is slow and flickery, then what's the Amstrad version going to be like? Oh, I've got laser. I've got the laser right. Is the laser any better? Not really. You'd have thought the laser would blow away the enemies quicker, but no, they still take a ludicrous amount of hits. And the game appears to slightly slow down when you fire the laser. It just jerks very slightly. What I really need is the missile, and I don't have that, because that would take out that baddie at the bottom there, who I'm now probably going to get hit by, because those things aim at you. Oh. It's very flickery. Oh, that's the bomb. Okay, that's the missile. It's the bomb missile. There we go. Right. Yes, it's the Netto Nemesis, Gradius, if you will. Look, is this going to be a big mountain thing? Why, yes. Well, it's a kind of a mountain thing. All right, we have to get through. We have to keep on shooting just in case something appears. Oh, no, that got it right. Okay. Same graphic, but flipped over. There's a weird shimmering effect on the graphics. You can see it on the rocks there. Oh, I'm dead. Back to the start, but game over. Over to the Amstrad version, where I've selected invulnerability. As I mentioned, a David Whittaker tune. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Do we have a contender for the worst scrolling on the Amstrad ever? It's faster than the Spectrum. I'll give it that. It's horrific. Let's just slow it down for a second. Look, the screen's updating in like 3 waves. It's not updating all at once. It's top, middle and bottom. Is it strike it lucky? Top, middle or bottom? Well, it's going to update. Oh, goodness me. Look at it. Look at the state of it. Amstrad Action gave this 17%. Bad game, worse scrolling. Just checked on the RetroTink, my settings weren't wrong, just in case I had the interlacing inverted or something. No, it really is this bad. End of the level. And I've defeated the end of level baddie with one blast. Atari 8-bit version, yes. Bizarrely, there is an Atari 8-bit version, no C64 version. You would have thought they would have converted it to the C64 and then the Atari 8-bit, like many Mastertronic games, but no. So we have something quite unusual here. Well, it's smoother. It's certainly smoother. Graphics look like something from a few years before, but they're offending me far less than the Spectrum and Amstrad versions, with their shimmering and jerkiness. Oh. No, with the basic weapon, I can only have 3 bullets on the screen at once. And I can't fire any more till they've gone off the screen. That's not a code limitation, that's a game limitation. That is, as soon as you get the ×2 icon, you can fire 6, I think, instead of 3. But it makes it odd because it leaves you defenseless. If you fire 3 bullets off, you are defenseless until one of them's hit something or it's gone off the screen. Uh-oh, this is quite... Oh, I'm dead. And back to the beginning again. I don't really know what the Atari magazine's made of this, since there weren't exactly many of them. Or indeed any of them, perhaps, by this time. Yeah, so... I was hoping I'd get an invulnerability cheat or something for this on the Atari, but all I've got is infinite lives. So we've forwarded it on towards the end of the level. And now I've got the ×2 power-up so I can fire more bullets, which makes life easier, and I've got the missile/bomb. Destroying the generators where the baddies come from gives you points, but it doesn't stop them. But once you've seen them, they're not going to spawn any more baddies, so it doesn't matter. Right, end of level baddie here. He's got a pattern, so you've got to observe what he's doing. Oh, I've died. Right, so hopefully I will respawn just before the baddie appears. Yes, that's the same baddie as before, isn't it? So he should appear... well, when the top and bottom get to the end of the screen, I assume. There we go. Oh, no, he spawned on top of me. No! Okay, right. Just a question of waiting for him to... Got to shoot the middle bit. It's straight out of Gradius/Nemesis. They've just cloned it. Right, that's that dealt with. Bonus level. Right, so the bonus level, you get the opportunity to kill as many baddies as possible for lots of power-ups. For you to take on the waves of baddies on the next level. Remember that. You're really going to be tooled up for the waves of baddies on the next level. Do you know, a Atari 8-bit shoot-'em-up could be faster and smoother than this. Oh, I've got the laser now, though. That's going to be really useful for shooting all the baddies on the next level. I'm going to have a whale of a time. I'm going to kill wave after wave of baddie in the next level. At the end, good. That's worth 10,000 points. Hooray! Right. So, Spectrum version bonus level. Same deal. Shoot as much as possible to get many power-ups to kill all the baddies on the next level. And off we go. Right, this is level 3, or level 2, in fact, so the bonus level. We're going to go into a cave. How interesting. Right, okay. So, we head into a very narrow gap in a game with dreadful controls that are twitchy with a flickering sprite. This is going to go well. Amstrad version, I've got a little satellite thing around me. Look at the flickering, look at it. Clear that bonus level. I haven't even put any colour on the bottom there. Right, so, oh my goodness. I do have invulnerability on the Spectrum Amstrad, so if I do touch the walls, I'm not going to die. Because I played this game without invulnerability, and guess what? The controls are so bad, I hit the wall again and again and again. I mean, look how jerky it moves. It's horrible. One touch of the joystick and you move a massive amount. Right, Atari 8-bit version where I've just got to play this with infinite lives and no invulnerability. Oh, it's horrible. It's like one of those games where you've got to hoop around a wire and you've got to move it without making it buzz. You know what I mean? That kind of hoop thing. It's something in the Crystal Maze. This level is like that. No! So here we go. And there's just a noise the entire... That's a beep. Just a beep. Ease my way up. It's the diagonals that get you. It's the diagonals because the movements... It's not as bad as on this version. It's the Amstrad and Spectrum versions, especially the Amstrad, that diagonals absolutely get you. The movement is more pixel based on this. I mean, individual pixels, not kind of jumping huge blocks. Oh, we might do this. We might do this. Oh! And again. Now, dear viewer, I was at this for about 15 minutes on the Atari before I just got so bored and so cross that I gave up. This is, I dare say, possible, but it's beyond my patience. So this is as far as we get on the Atari 8-bit version, but don't worry, because there's not that much more to the game. So onto the Spectrum, where I have cheated, and we've come to the end of the second level. And what kind of baddie are we going to get? Oh no, we've got... Yeah, it's Nemesis level 2, isn't it? Gradius level 2. It's blatant. That's one of the most egregious lifts. Oh my God. Oh. You're not even hiding it, are you? I mean, with the power-ups, you know, you could argue other games do it like that, but... And here we are on the Amstrad with our appalling scrolling. Oh, look, it is the baddie and he's firing... Look, there's only one kind of other type of baddie in the game, and he's firing them at you as missiles. Which is good, because you can shoot them. Oh, do I need... See, I destroyed... Oh, there I go with him. I destroyed him with one blast on the laser on level 1. Here we go. Right. The next level. I can't believe this movement. This is just one of the worst things I've ever seen. Spectrum version, just to remind you again, I am cheating with invulnerability. That's that baddie. So we're on to level 4. And oh, look, it's another tunnel. If you couldn't get through the tunnel, you're doing it all over again. And now I've got a speed up enabled on the Spectrum. You can see my craft is, again, completely uncontrollable because it's, in order to speed the movement up, it's just skipping frames of animation, which means one touch on the joystick and you're crashing straight into the wall. Same section on the Amstrad, where I don't have the same speed up power up, but it's just, I mean, look at the state of it. It's terrible. It's, even if you just optimise the scrolling routine a bit, that would help. So, the thing about this game, there's only one type of main baddie. You get more baddies in the bonus levels. You never see those round things again, I don't think. You've got the things that shoot at you from the top and bottom of the screen. You've got the one type of enemy, spacecraft. One type of end of level baddie. Here he is again. Just a bit faster. It's the bare minimum. It is absolutely the bare minimum. To be fair, Crash gave the 68%, said it was an interesting and fairly priced horizontally scrolling shoot-'em-up. Sinclair user said it had its boring moments, but was generally reasonable, 4 out of 5. But I come back to that Amstrad Action review, even for the Spectrum version, that says, you know, it's a bad game. It is a bad game. $199 doesn't excuse this. I know Nemesis on the Spectrum and Amstrad are bad, but they're not this bad. They really aren't this bad. And what you quickly realise is once you get to level 5, it's level 1. Yes, the game has 4 levels and will loop over forever, thus trapping you in a time loop of tedium and bad scrolling forever. Transmuter, well, you can see what it's trying to do. I mean, it's a pretty egregious rip-off of a far better game, even when that game has terrible ports to the UK 8-bit, certainly the Spectrum and the Amstrad. What do you say? That shimmery graphics on the Spectrum, you might not notice that on a CRT on 48K, but on a Plus 2, on RGB, why are the graphics shimmering like that? On the Amstrad, what is going on with the scrolling and just the character movement? Goodness me, we're talking death kick levels here, and that's a game probably written mainly in BASIC. This certainly isn't written in BASIC, but goodness me, that Amstrad is running Spectrum code and running it very, very badly. Atari 8-bit owners seem to be more favourable towards this game when I've looked at their reviews of it, but let's be brutally honest. What do these guys have? They don't have R-Type. They don't have a version of Nemesis, because that wasn't done for their system. What do they have? And what do they have on budget? It's slim pickings. So when you get a game like this, and it works and it functions and you can buy it in a shop, you're going to have a better view of it than someone like a Spectrum or Amstrad owner who has many, many more games to be spending their $199 on and just get this turgid rubbish. And of course, that A8 version is a bit more competently done, even if it is just as boring and is just as difficult. People sometimes get upset with me when I give poor reviews to budget games, saying it's only $199. But back in 1987, this would have been $199 of your hard-earned pocket money, and there are many better games, even on the Codemasters label. You know what? I just can't see why David Darling didn't send this back to the coder and say, look, spend a couple of more weeks on this, optimising it, adding more baddies, and then we're going to have an absolutely brilliant game. As it stood, what we ended up with was something absolutely terrible.